Welcome to Local SEO in 10. This is your go-to podcast for answers about how you can grow your local business online, easily and quickly. Brought to you by local SEO experts, Magnified Media in Walnut Creek, California. In each 10-minute episode, our digital marketing expert, Adam Duran, answers your questions on how you can get more leads for your business fast. Remember, if you're not taking care of this part of your business right now, you can bet your competitors are. And now, here's our host with the questions, Jamie Duran, and our expert with the answers, Adam Duran.
Hello, Adam.
Hey, Jamie.
All right. How's your week going?
It's going good. Going good. Fast. Last week in August. Oh, boy.
I know,
that was
this
a fast one.
Flown by.
But yeah, it's great.
Yeah,
Good.
well,
No fires. No major fires. That's good, too.
Now you just, oh my gosh. Here comes the call.
It's a cooling down. It's like the coolest summer on record for Northern California. I don't know about California, but yeah, nice.
Oh, we're getting a little break after getting our tail handed to us the last few years. So, all right.
Pretty much.
I know.
Today,
All right. What do you got
we're
today?
going to talk about reputation management. So if you're a business owner, you know the conventional wisdom is get as many 5-star reviews as possible, right? So everyone knows that if you get a 1-star review, depending on how you respond to that, that will actually determine many times if somebody's going to call you. They'll read that 1-star review and they'll make their decision based on that. Even if you have 20 or 30 or 40 or 100 5-star reviews, it's crazy. So today we're going to talk a little bit about how to get those 5-star reviews, and how to respond to 1-star reviews, all that stuff. So, as a business owner, this is going to kind of boggle your mind a little, but you actually, Jamie, guess what? You don't want all 5-star reviews.
Well, I'm not changing.
So, and the reason is like I alluded to, is that a lot of times when you're looking for a business, looking for a service, and you stumble upon their Google reviews, you're checking those out, and you'll see a 1-star review, and then you'll see how the management or that company will respond to that 1-star review. And that is where you, as the owner of your business, can make or break that potential customer and how you deal with that 1-star review, right?
Yep.
You want to make sure that when you do get a 1-star review, you definitely respond to it. But the way that you respond to it should not be emotion-based, right? So I know it's your baby. I know you feel wronged. Most likely the person leaving the 1-star review is a crazy person or is trying to scam you or trying to get free stuff out of you. The possibilities are endless for their motivation. But your motivation as the business owner needs to be, how will someone reading this, not related to either of us, how will they respond? How will they react? And so when you do get a 1-star review, that is very, very important. So what we always recommend is that you only respond once. That's number one. So when you respond, that's it. That's your final response. Understand, though, when you do that, the person who wrote that original review can go back and edit their review. So they can respond to your response. And and I have seen this happen where it goes into crazy land. So Understand that when you're going to respond, what really is bad first is not responding. You get a 1-star review, you notice it. Of course, Google sends you an email or Yelp or whatever, and you just ignore it. As a business owner, I know psychologically it can get overwhelming. I've also seen that where business owners are just like, when I read that review, I just get so angry that I can't respond. Like I can't respond rationally.
Right.
Because it's their baby that's getting criticized. And I understand that. But first and foremost, you want to respond. Because that negative review without a response is going to deter people from calling you, right? They'll read that and they'll think, oh, there's no response. So either the owner or the management didn't care, or the reviewer is correct, and that the behavior they experienced or their experience resulted in or deserved a 1-star. So those are both really bad for your business. Okay. So
Yep.
you're going to respond, and you're going to respond with like a Vulcan. Jamie always says, like, no emotion. Chat GPT will be your friend here. And you can say, respond like a Vulcan, and it will give you a response. Most likely it'll be like, thank you for your constructive criticism. We're always trying to grow. Reviews like yours help us grow as a company and helps ensure that others, or that we can transform, or we can give great customer service to everyone. Now, what we always like to do is leave something like, if you'd like to continue the conversation or give us a chance to make this right, here's a link, or here's an email address of our operations manager. Understand that when you do that, that crazy person now has an in, and that's their cue to start sending you emails to that. So you definitely, as the owner, you want to it's a judgment call. If you know that this person is completely crazy, you don't give them that option. If you're like, oh, okay, maybe this has some merit, then yeah, that's a great way to get them to get some kind of control over this. 9 times out of 10, they never will. But if they do reach out, then you can respond and say, okay, what can, apologize and make it better. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So definitely silence is your enemy. Number 2, respond with, maybe I dated myself, Jamie, when I said Vulcan. Respond without emotion. So Vulcans are famous in Star Trek for no emotion. All right. Then the next strategy that you want in terms of reviews is not just getting a lot, but getting them consistently coming in. So old reviews are great. We want them to be consistently coming in. And the new ones, not every so often, but every week, every month, depending on your business and your service, of course, you just want a consistent flow of reviews. So that means having some way of asking customers to write you a review, or reminding them, hey, our business depends on this, so please help us out. Write a review here. Those are great strategies for getting people to do that. Okay? Yep. Okay. Then also, when they do come in, your response to them as quickly as possible is a good idea, because responding to those reviews using keywords that you want to be found for in those reviews, in your response, is a great way to remind Google that's what you want to be found for. Going back and responding to a review that was written 2 or 3 or 5 years ago, that's not going to have as much power in Google, in that algorithm, as one that came in today or yesterday, and you're responding to it with those keywords. Google pays attention to that a little more for the recent ones, so we want to do that.
Got it. Okay.
Any questions so far?
Yeah. Well, could you, in one strategy I've been using for my reviews, and I don't have anything less than 5 stars, but when I do get one, my plan is to write, or have ChatGPT write the message as if it's going to the world rather than back to that one person. Does that make sense?
Yeah, great tip. Yeah, of course. You're just like with a lot of things, you're not talking directly to that person who wrote the review. You are, right, but you're talking to the future or potential prospects, right? So definitely addressing their concerns. Is this the experience you're going to get with us? You only might have a few times where they see a few reviews, and those responses, that's exactly what you want to keep in mind when you're writing them. Good point, Jamie. Yeah. Oh, yeah. And another one that we always like to say is, once you do, in your opinion, get enough Google reviews, get a lot of Google reviews, you want to also remember, or not forget, sites like Yelp, or even Facebook, or like if you're an attorney, Avo, if you're a contractor, Houzz. These are great places for you to have a holistic rating for your business. So those are really those TripAdvisor, any place where someone can write your business a review, you want to have reviews on those sites, and you want to claim them, because then if you don't claim them, you won't be notified if someone does write you a one-star review on there. And that could be there for months, if not years. So anyone really weirdly can make a page for you, for your business on Yelp or Houzz or Trustpilot, or I mean, there are so many of these places where you can write a review for someone that in your industry, you can just ask ChatGPT, hey, what are great review sites for my industry? And then make sure that you create a page there and you manage that page and make sure that you respond to it. You don't have to respond to their phone calls, but you definitely want to pay attention to the emails that say, I got a review. Okay.
Very good. Okay.
All right. Last one I want to also touch on is you're going to get emails from places that say they will give you reviews, or they're going to say that, hey, somebody paid me to write 1-star reviews like this one for your business. And now we're going to be doing that for the next whatever month. So you can pay me not to do that. So this is kind of the newest scam in the review generation field, is that these scammers, they used to be able to market, hey, we'll give you reviews, and the reviews would mostly stick. Google wouldn't care. Those days are gone. Now Google is much more aggressive in stopping fake reviews. And if you pay one of these services, say you pay them and you get whatever 40 reviews, most likely they're all going to get taken down within a day or two. And then Google is going to flag your listing for buying fake reviews. So that's bad. The other one is, now that you've contacted one of these scammers, you can bet their next phase of the operation is coming back to threaten you. So you want to avoid these ones. Don't respond at all. If you get one of these messages that says, hey, someone's going to be writing 1-star review, we're going to be writing 1-star reviews unless you pay us, you can address that with Google directly. You can take screenshots of those messages if you start getting review bombed. And there is a process for doing that. I'll link that in the show notes. So that way you can, if that does happen to you, you have some outlet to fighting back. But definitely don't engage, don't pay for those, and don't respond, because those are all terrible, terrible businesses that, that's what the internet's full of.
It sure is. But I did see a group was caught in Africa. There was 67 arrests that were made. So well done.
Wow.
Yep.
What? That's amazing. How come I didn't hear about that? Oh my God.
You gotta have my sources, Adam. But
all right. I'll put that in the show notes too. Get that for Jamie. All right. Thanks. That's all I got for today, Jamie.
All right. Well, that's very good, Adam. That's all super easy to do. I can not do lots of things, so that's perfect. Appreciate the advice. And reviews are really, really important, I would say, in my business. Going against multi-billion-dollar companies that are losing billions of dollars, but being able to compete against them is pretty amazing. And a lot of it has to do with these reviews. So thanks very much. It's great advice. And focus on the reviews too. Make sure you're getting as many as you can, as often as you can. So great job. So with that, we'll wrap it up there. If you have a question about this episode or anything to do with this episode, feel free to go to our website, Local SEO in 10, click on the podcast button, put in the search term reviews, and see how many podcasts come up. Chances are there's quite a few. And then please share this podcast out with any other business owners or even students that you know that would be interested in local and search engine optimization. Chances are they would be very interested in these topics, because every business owner, big or small, deals with reviews. So it's always good to get more out of the internet and your SEO investment. And then lastly, if you can give us 5 stars wherever you are listening to it, we would really appreciate it. It helps our ranking, and we love seeing your reviews. Lastly, if you have a question about this podcast or any other topic, go to our website or Facebook, Local SEO in 10, or our LinkedIn page, and send us a message there. We'd love to hear from you there too. Have a great week, everybody. Thanks, Adam.
That's all for now. Thanks for listening to this episode of Local SEO in 10 with Google local marketing expert Adam Duran. Join us each week for answers to your questions on how to best harness the power of the internet to grow your business. Speaking of questions, got some? Message us through our Facebook page, Local SEO in 10, and we'll be sure to give you your answer on an upcoming episode. This episode of Local SEO in 10 is brought to you by Magnified Media, the leading online marketing agency in Northern California. who invite you to grow your business by magnifying your online visibility and credibility. Visit them on the web at www.magnifiedmedia.com. Magnify your business, magnify your profits.